Welcome to the Royal Calcutta Turf Club Monsoon meeting, 8-day Wednesday 12th October 2022 race preview. The first race of the afternoon is the Rule and Twist Handicap, a handicap for horses rated in 1 to 26 to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. Couple of runners we are looking at. First up, number 1, Indian Star, who has had 3 starts. First up, it finished on 9th in race number 6. It finished on 5th in race number 10 and it finished on 6th in race number 14. The one we are looking at, where it took the turn in 7th spot, made up a placing and finished on 6th. We also had number 4, which is Jinsuku. Jinsuku has also had 3 starts. First up, it finished on 10th, then it finished on 4th behind Properly Posh. In his last start, Jinsuku took the turn in 3rd spot and eventually finished on 7th of 8 runners. Couple of runners again. Number 3 is Ashwamegh. Ashwamegh has had 4 starts so far. First up, it finished on 7th in race number 10. In race number 14, it finished on 5th behind Tiago. In race number 25, it finished on 5th behind Star Justice. In race number 33, the one we are looking at, it took the turn in 6th spot, eventually finished on 5th. We also had number 7, which is Sun God. Sun God has also had 4 starts. First up, it finished on 9th in race number 3. It finished on 8th in race number 14. It finished on 5th in race number 24. And his last start took the turn in last spot, made up a placing and finished on 6th behind Randolph. Number 8 is Tahoe. Tahoe, who had a start in race number 2 where it finished on 5th. In its next start, Tahoe in race number 13, where the jockey lost his stirrup and took the turn in 4th spot and made considerable headway in the last 150-200 meters to come out and finished on 3rd behind Light in the Sky. Today ridden by Rupal Singh, who takes a kilo off. Moving on to the second race of the afternoon, join us at exchangemarket.com handicap, a handicap for horses rated 61 to 86, rated 41 to 66, eligible to be ridden by jockeys of Indian nationality to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. First up, we got 3 runners. We're looking at number 1, From Girl, who's had 3 starts without placing in first 2 starts. In his last start, From Girl went on a start to finish mission, as she likes to do, and eventually finished on 4th. We had number 3, Phoenicia Glint, has had a couple of starts. First up, it finished on 2nd in race number 5 behind Baid. In his next start, it took the turn in 6th spot and eventually finished on 5th. We also had number 5, Exotic Queen, who's also had a couple of starts. In his last start, Exotic Queen took the turn in 5th spot, made up some late gain and eventually finished on 3rd behind Oasis. Number 2 is Baid, who's had back-to-back victories, one on the last race it had in the winter track, and in his first start of the season in race number 5, Baid went on a start-to-finish mission, was given a breather as they took the turn and then kicked away from the field, won that race by 5 lengths, beating Phoenicia Glint. Number 4 is D-Night Mysore, was a winner in race number 4 where it got the better of Magnite. In his next start, D-Night Mysore was travelling in 3rd spot as it entered the home straight, then eventually finished on 2nd to Oasis. In his last start, D-Night Mysore went on a start to finish mission, was kicking on and to the last 250 meters, then Stockbridge starts to accelerate and D-Night Mysore could only finish 2nd behind Stockbridge, almost 5 lengths behind the winner. Number 6 is Secret Pearl. Secret Pearl is looking for a hat trick. It won in race number 121, the last start it had on the winter track. Its first start of the monsoon season in race number 30, took the turn in 3rd spot and then burst out of the pack and went away from the field, won by a length and a half, beating Properly Posh, who was seen finishing on, but Secret Pearl had plenty in the tank. Moving on to the third race of the afternoon, the Sky Exchange Multi-Markets Handicap, a handicap for horses rated 41 to 66, rated 21 to 46, eligible to be run over a distance of 1100 meters. First up, we're looking at number 2, Sheer Force. Sheer Force in race number 12, it was travelling in 2nd spot into the last 250 meters or so, then it finished on 4th. Number 10 is UV had 1 start where it took the turn in 8th spot, didn't make any further improvement and finished on 8th. The winner here was Indian Tiger, who won that race in a blanket finish, won that race by a long neck. Number 3 is Full Volume. After coming down from Hyderabad, its first start on the Calcutta track in race number 32, it took the turn in third spot. When asked for an effort, it didn't have much to offer, even though it took the inside passage and eventually finished on third. The winner here was Livisilla, who completed an encore in this race. We have 3 runners we're looking at. First up, we got number 5, East Side, who was travelling in front as they entered the last 250 meters or so, and then eventually weakened and finished on 6th. We also had number 6, Indian Tiger. Indian Tiger was chasing East Side into the race, another one which weakened into the last 150-200 meters and eventually finished on second last. We had number 7, which is Properly Posh. Properly Posh took the turn in 5th spot, then made some late gains under the urgings of the jockey and eventually finished on second behind Secret Pearl. Number 9 is Thiago, looking for a hat-trick here. Thiago first up, it won in race number 6, where it went over 1100 meters and got the measure of Ember Glow. In his next start, Thiago made it a start-to-finish affair and won that race by a length, staving off the challenge of Regency Gold, and this time ridden by S. Saklain, who takes a kilo off. Moving on to the 4th race of the afternoon, the Sri Priya Handicap. A handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1200 meters. First up, we got a couple of runners we are looking at. Number 1, Devyushka, who's had a couple of starts. First up, it finished on 7th in race number 6 behind Thiago. Again, it went up against Thiago in race number 14, where it was travelling in second spot, then weakened slightly and finished on third. We also had number 5, Mentalist. Mentalist was a winner in his first start of the season in race number 2, where it got the measure of Script. In his next start, Mentalist took the turn in 6th spot, made some gains and finished on 4th. The winner here was Thiago. Number 2 is Mose. Mose had an outstanding winter season in his first start of this season in the Monsoon track. In race number 3, it took the turn in 10th spot, made up a couple of placing and eventually came out and finished on 8th. The winner here was Queenstown, who won that race by 5 1/4 lengths. Couple of runners we are looking at. Number 4, Whispering Grass. Whispering Grass has a start in race number 25, the one we are looking at, where it took the turn in 3rd spot, made up a placing race towards the inside and came out and finished on 2nd. We also had number 9, which is Moonart. 3 starts for Moonart. First up in race number 1, it finished on 3rd behind Wind Chaser. In the next start, it finished on 2nd behind Light in the Sky. In his last start, Moonart finished on 6th of 7 runners behind Star Justice. Couple of runners again. Number 6 is Shivalik Silk, who's had 3 stars. In race number 6, it finished on 4th behind Thiago. In race number 10, it finished on 3rd behind Properly Posh. In his last start, it was travelling in 4th spot as they entered the home straight and then eventually finished on 3rd. We also had number 8, which is Nandini's Pet, who has had 3 stars. First up, it finished on 10th in race number 3. It finished on 6th in race number 10. In his last start, took the turn in 3rd spot, weakened slightly and finished on 4th. The winner here was Pot of Gold. Number 7 is Jugaad. After signing off the winter season with a victory, first 2 starts for Jugaad in race number 21, it finished on 7th of 7 runners behind Nazakat. In his next start, Jugaad was travelling in mid-pack as they entered the home straight, weakened slightly and finished on last of 6 runners. The winner here was Rowdy. This race was over 2000 meters. We move on to the 5th and feature race of the afternoon, the Stewards Cup for horses 4-year-old and over, to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. First up, we got number 1, Awesome One. Awesome One got 3 wins in a row on the winter track. Then its first start in the Monsoon track this season. In race number 29, it took the turn in 3rd spot. Was a little flat-footed as they entered the last 250 meters, perhaps needed that run, and eventually came out and finished 2nd behind Agnostic, who completed a back-to-back win. Number 2 is Sea Lion. This run we are looking at is from Hyderabad, where Sea Lion in the Nizam's Gold Cup was travelling in second spot, then weakened and finished on third. The winner here was Lagarde, who won that race by a widening margin. Number 3 is Tigrio. Tigrio got a hat-trick on the Windsor season, where it finished on first in 3 back-to-back races. In his first start of the monsoon season, Tigrio was a little lazy as the end of the home straight, was not really warming up. But into the last 150 meters, Tigrio absolutely flew home and got the measure of redoubtable by a long neck. Moving on to number 4, Victorious Sermon. The run we are looking at is from the Pune season in race number 73, where Victorious Sermon went on a start-to-finish mission and was racing in front as they entered the last 200 meters, came under pressure from Sunrise Ruby, who was seen finishing on, but Victorious Sermon had plenty in the tank and staved out the challenge and won that race readily. Number 5 is Consigliere. Consigliere has had 3 starts in the season. First up, it finished on 5th in race number 11 behind Agnostic. It finished on 7th in race number 17 behind Tigrio. In its last start, where it went over 2000 meters, it was travelling in 3rd spot in a very distant 3rd and eventually stayed on in 3rd, beating Areka Legend into 4th. Number 6 is Malwa. Malwa had a recent mock race. The run we are looking at is from race number 129 from the previous winter season, where Malwa went over 1400 meters, was travelling in 3rd spot as they entered the home straight, came up with a run down the centre. In a close finish, it finished on 3rd behind Victory Parade, or fell short by almost a length. We move on to the 6th and last race of the day, the Golden Praise Handicap. A handicap for horses rated 21 to 46, rated 1 to 26, eligible to be run over a distance of 1400 meters. The first runner we are looking at is ASOS. ASOS has had 4 starts already in the season. First up, it finished on 8th in race number 6, then it finished on 3rd in race number 12 behind Indian Tiger. In its next start, it finished on 4th behind Vanguard in race number 18. In its last start, ASOS went on a start to finish mission over 1100 meters, eventually finished on 3rd. The winner here was Star Justice. Couple of runners we are looking at. Number 2, Dream Chaser. 3 starts for Dream Chaser already in the season. First up, it finished on 6th in race number 4 behind D-Night Mysore. In his next start, it finished on 4th over 1400 meters behind Silverita. In his last start, Dream Chaser took the turn in 9th spot, weakened further and finished on 10th of 10 runners over 1200 meters. The winner here was Secret Pearl. We also had number 3, Harbour Sunrise, who's had 3 starts. First up, it finished on 6th in race number 12. In his next start, it finished on 5th behind Silverita. In his last start, took the turn in 6th spot, weakened slightly and finished on 7th of 10 runners. Number 4 is Divya Shakti. Divya Shakti, after coming down from Bangalore, it won its first start in race number 19, where it won that race by 6 1/4 lengths, beating Script. In its next start, Divya Shakti took the turn in 7th spot, made late gains and came out and finished on 2nd behind Kiefer, by almost length and a half behind the winner. Number 6 is Script, who's had 4 starts. His first start, it finished on 2nd in race number 2 behind the Mentalist. In his next couple of starts, it was unplaced. In race number 9, it finished on 6th. Race number 16, it finished on 5th. In his last start, it was travelling in 2nd spot till the last 150 meters, where Divya Shakti came out and took charge, and Script finished on 2nd, almost 6 1/4 lengths behind the winner. Lastly, we got number 7, Wind Chaser. Wind Chaser was a surprise winner in race number 1, where it got the measure of Legend Returns. In his next start, Wind Chaser in race number 8 took the turn in last spot, made some late gains on the wide outside and came out and finished on 3rd of 5 runners. The winner here was Sicily, who won that race by a length and a half. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. See you at the races.